Hi, Stine, and welcome. And first and foremost, thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule to tell us a little bit more about what you are doing in Tanzania to help these women, and also what we are hoping to hope what we are hoping to raise awareness and money for with our little act retreat. But Stine, why don't you start by telling us your story and how you started or how you founded Raising Hope?
Yes, I'll try to make it short. Yeah, but it started when I was doing my master's. I did it about HIV, and so I needed a break from my studies, and I went to Zanzibar to volunteer. And because I knew about HIV, they sent me to those rehab centers called sober houses in Zanzibar, and I was going around. I started at the 6 centers for men, and then my last center was for women. And the 6 sober houses for men, they were doing very well, and they had very good counseling and treatment, and was very good structured. And I saw that they were helping a lot of men coming out of recovering from drug addiction. Um, and then my last center for women, I thought I was gonna see the same, like it's a good center. But when I came there, I saw that there was nothing. There was no counseling, no classes. They just slept and cooked and stayed there. And then also what I experienced was that there was men who were working there. It was not women. And also men from those sober houses that I was working at before, they came there because they had their girlfriends at the women's sober house. So what I witnessed was a lot of what do you call it? Like, I mean, relationships while you are in treatment is not good, no matter what. But also the way I saw it is like the women didn't have a choice whether they wanted it or they didn't want it. And they came to the center to get help, and I didn't see that they got that. So, but also in the beginning when I was there, the women, they didn't want anything to do with me because they were very like protective of themselves from strangers. But I just kept coming there, and I stayed there, and I gained their trust. And end of the time, they saw that I was trying to help them. Like I was telling the men to get out of the center. I was putting up big signs only for women, being very young and very naive, thinking I could help them, but I couldn't. Like it was too big. There was too many interests, economic interest, political interest, everything in that. So it was hard for me to. They asked me many times not to come back. Like they didn't want me at that center because of what I was doing. But anyway, I gained the women's trust, and I started talking to them like, how could we change the situation? And they they come up with like they wanted the place for themselves. We first of all they wanted like after care project for themselves because the center was there. And that's when I went to Denmark and I founded Rising Hope. So to be able to raise funds in Denmark, and I did that, and then we started our project from there. And I always did it together with the women, like planning the projects. What do you need to change your situation? How can we make it better? So for the women to manage it themselves, and now they're doing that. They're managing their own rehab center for women, and staff is only women.
It's very impressive what you have created and also being so persistent as you have been, because it is not easy helping women with drug addiction, especially not in Tanzania. I remember when I was living at Zanzibar, we also heard and saw the problems with the female drug addicts, and there was no help at all. And not only is there a lack of help for these women, but also being a female drug addict, it's they're very stigmatized
Yeah.
or very taboo to have this problem for women in Zanzibar or in Tanzania in general, even
Yes.
though it is a big problem.
Yeah. That's all. I mean, it's when we do outreach work. Um, the women who do the outreach have themselves been drug addicts, so they know the places that the women are hiding, because that's what they do. They're not in the streets like you will see men in the streets doing drugs in the street. You could see that when you visit the places. But women, you have to look for them more, exactly because it's very stigmatized.
Yeah. And you told me that the women at the sober house that you are running, they are excited to hear about our little project or our little retreat.
Yes, when I told them that there's this company who want to do a act retreat in Zanzibar, and that they want to donate the profits for their center, like the center that they created themselves, and that also we were talking about inviting one or two of the women to come and speak about what their story and what they're doing to help other women. They were very, like, they got this very proud feeling, like it's hard for them to believe that there is someone who care about them, that there is someone who want to help them or support them. Of course, it can help economically, it can help a lot, but also just the fact that someone want to give them attention, and a positive attention. They have not been used to that for many years, like when they were active drug addicts. But even after becoming clean, even after managing their own center, they still get that discrimination because of their past. So they're very proud to be getting this kind of attention.
And you should be proud for the things that you're doing down there. I'm so excited to hear that they are happy and that they appreciate our support.
Very much.
Um, how many have you helped so far in Rising Hope? Do you have any numbers?
Okay, I have exact numbers, but I don't know. We have it written down somewhere because they are writing every time someone come into treatment, and they are also, after they leave the center, they're keeping contact with them to know if something happened. But I think recently we did a, what was it, 56 women been through treatment. Yeah. And been through the center since 2018 when we started it. So that's 4 years, almost 4 years. And no, then it can be, what is 46?
So around like
Anyway, but yeah, what we know is that more than half of those women are still living clean today. So yeah, that's a very good. But we have 12 women per every 6 months. That is, yes. So we could do the math, like 8 times 12.
so
But
that is
then we are not full capacity all the time. And some women, they need to stay in treatment for more than 6 months. So we can't really, that's why the number is lower. Yeah.
yeah. But you're definitely helping your fair share of the women in Tanzania.
Yeah, and also because it's the only center in all of Tanzania which is only for women, and there is other centers for women, but then it's the management and the staff would be men, and we already experienced that is not working. So I mean, the women, the life they've been living as active drug addicts has a lot of to do with relationships to men, either your dealer or engaging in prostitution. So when you come into treatment, it's important that you are not, that you can relax. I mean, that you can focus on your recovery, that you don't have to be forced into this kind of relationships again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier if the center is only driven by women, only women at the center.
Yes.
Yeah. And Stine, can you tell me a little bit about, if you know, what kind of plans or what are you hoping to do with our contribution or the funds that we are going to raise for you?
As we don't know exactly how much it will be, and because it's after 1 year, we normally do budget per year. But of course, we already talked about it, how it could help, and either it depends on the time when we come there, but either we could use it to make sure that the center can, like for the running cost of the center, because it's for free. We don't charge any fee for the women. They come there for free. So the rent and the food and medicine and hospital visits, all of this, it costs money. It could either be that to make sure that the center can stay for longer, or we also started last year, we started investing money in businesses that the women work in, like they small, like microfinance, you could say maybe, but they don't have to pay back the money. But like opening small businesses, the women themselves after treatment, they get the skills by working in those companies, and they make money, and then the profit goes back to running the center. So it could also be that we would invest some of the money in another business. We already have a hens poultry farm, like we have chickens.
Yeah.
They do that already. So a company like that where the women can learn, get money, and put profits in the center so that it can be economically sustainable, don't have to depend on money that we raise in Rising Hope.
Yeah, so trying to make the sober houses self-sustaining.
Yes, by income from other places. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, or we could use it for education to train some of the staff, get more training. Could also be that.
Yeah, yeah. Stine, thank you so much for your time. And once again, thank you for the work that you're doing and the big difference you are making to women in all of Tanzania.
Yes.
We are super excited about the retreat. We are super excited about your project, and hopefully we will be able to raise a lot of money that can make a difference for these women. And perhaps even more, we'll be able to create awareness about this problem. So
Yes.
Stine, thank you so much for your time, for the project, and looking forward to see you in Zanzibar, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some of the women to the retreat, at least for a couple of hours, and tell more about this project that you're doing.
They would love that. They would really love that.
Perfect.
Yes.
So Stine, thank you so much for your time, and have a
You're
good day.
welcome. Thank you.